Have you ever been with a man who treats you right, but something really deep down makes you feel so uneasy? He doesn't play games with you. He always shows up for you. You always know exactly where you stand with this man. He's consistent and you feel safe with him, but something about that safety just feels so wrong. And then all of a sudden, your mind starts racing. Why don't I feel the spark? Why does this feel boring? Why am I not feeling as connected to him? I feel like he doesn't love me as much anymore. Why does something feel off? I need to initiate a fight. I need to pull back. I need to protect myself. I need to create distance. This isn't because this is the wrong man for you. It's because your nervous system has learned to equate love with chaos. It's where all you've really ever known is emotional unavailability, and it's where you've had to really fight for attention and fight for love and fight to be seen. And what happens is when you are in a healthy, loving, stable relationship, that healthy man is not going to trigger that same familiar rush of anxiety and adrenaline. He won't activate attachment wounds the same way that these toxic men did. And the reason for that is because anxiety in the past felt to you a lot like love, and then your subconscious convinces you that something is missing. The truth is, your body isn't telling you that he's wrong for you. Your body is telling you that he is different. When all you've ever known is chaos, sometimes peace will feel like a threat to you. And after today's episode, you're not going to feel like that anymore. You're going to feel calm in the peace. You're not going to keep creating chaos and chasing chaos anymore. So if that sounds like you, then stick around because it's all coming up right now. Hi, welcome back to the Vibration Vault. My name is Alia Zuri. I help women all over the world navigate their love life in a more feminine way. So if that sounds like something that you want to do, make sure to subscribe to stick around. Okay, let's begin. So why do we keep repeating the past? What is the actual science behind it? The subconscious mind is designed for survival. It's not actually designed for happiness. Deep in your brain, you have something called the limbic system, and that is somewhere that controls all of your emotions and all of your memories. It stores every single experience that you've ever had to do with love and relationships. And over time, your reticular activating system, which is a part of your brain which filters information, starts scanning the world for familiar patterns. So, if you grew up in an environment where love felt very inconsistent, it felt conditional, or it felt painful, your brain started to learn that this is love. Those feelings are associated to love. If you had to prove yourself to receive love from a parent, you're naturally going to feel drawn to partners who make you chase for their love and prove yourself to be loved. If your past relationships were turbulent, they were filled of so many highs and so many lows, stability at first is going to feel really boring for you. Think about it. If you've only ever known a love that comes with suffering, then when you find real healthy love, it's going to feel too easy to be real. Then you have your amygdala. Your amygdala is a part of your brain that processes fear. Now that starts to see change as a threat, and it's going to trigger your fight or flight response. And that happens even if this new change is actually really good for you. And that is exactly why you will probably find yourself really addicted to toxic men, and you will find them so exciting, and you will find yourself repulsed by healthy masculine men. Your brain is literally tricking you into believing that these toxic men and these toxic relationships are the ones that are going to make you feel like home. But really, these are the ones who are going to hurt you. And then the actual healthy masculine men and the healthy masculine energy who want to love you properly, they're going to feel like strangers to you. They're going to feel really boring. They're going to feel really underwhelming to you. And this is how the cycle of self-sabotage begins. And what's crazy is most women don't even realize that they are doing this. So how do we break the cycle? Because obviously we need to break this cycle. What you need to realize is that your life that you have lived already, the life that you have known, the only life you've ever known, That has been written by someone else. They have taken the pen and they have written every single chapter for you. Now you need to take back the pen, say thank you very much. I appreciate all of your efforts. However, I am now going to choose my own narrative. I'm going to choose to write my own story. Recognizing these old toxic patterns is the first step to addressing them and healing them. It takes conscious effort to recognize these patterns and start to build healthier relationships that are going to serve you, that are going to benefit you, that you can now pass on for generations. This is so serious. This is so essential. It's about retraining your brain to embrace new positive experiences. There comes a point in every single woman's life, or every single person's life, where you have to stop blaming other people for your past. You have to stop blaming your mother. You have to stop blaming your father. You have to stop blaming your anger at the world and the people who put you in harm's way. Yes, the things that you went through were not your fault. The way your parents loved you or didn't, the men that broke your heart, that took you for granted, that took advantage of you, that humiliated you, your friends who betrayed you and humiliated you. But at some point, you're an adult now. Your healing becomes your responsibility. You can't keep letting your past define your future. You have to find a way to reframe it. You have to find a way where you start to feel grateful for everything you've been through. I would rather know this instead of not knowing it. I would rather know, now I know how to love my child better, my future family better. Or now I know how I need to love myself better. Now I know that I don't rely on external validation, external love from other people, because I know I have to give that to myself. And I have the ability to know how to do that, because other people who have only ever received love from other people and they've always had everything their way, sometimes they don't know how to self-soothe. So when things do happen to them, when hardship does come to them, they will not have the tools in their toolbox to love themselves and heal themselves as quickly as you do. Why do you not see that as a strength? Of course, that's a massive strength. It's just all about how you choose to perceive it. You can't keep saying, this is just who I am, or this is your fault that I am the way I am. You have to ask yourself, for the rest of my life, who do I want to become? So, how do we unlearn and relearn the new way of living? First of all, recognizing the pattern. Ask yourself this: am I pushing him away because he is not good for me? Or am I uncomfortable because I've never really experienced a love without suffering? If your type in the past has only ever really brought you pain, then maybe it's time that we start to reassess that type. Maybe we start to change that type. The next thing that you need to do is let yourself be uncomfortable with peace. A healthy love will feel different, but different doesn't always mean wrong. It means new. So just give yourself some time to adjust. Trust yourself. Don't run at the first sign of discomfort. Sit with it and ask yourself, which part of me is afraid to be loved? The next thing I really want you to do is rewire your nervous system for stability. Your body is addicted to the highs and lows of toxic love. It craves chaos because it's what it knows. Just train yourself to sit in the stillness. Breathe through the discomfort of this newfound safety that you have. Teach your brain that peace is not something to fear. Peace is something that everybody is actually searching for. It's something to deserve, and it's something that you deserve. Repeat affirmations over and over and over again on loop that sound a little bit like this: I deserve to be loved peacefully. I deserve safety. I deserve love. I deserve a love that feels safe, that feels peaceful. Peaceful love is exciting to me. Peaceful love is familiar to me. Peaceful love feels good for me. The next thing that you really need to do is reprogram your subconscious mind. Your brain runs on repetition. So if you spent years believing that love needs to be painful, you need to feel it, and it should hurt, and it should be struggle, and it should be toxic, and it should be uncertainty, then you need to actually be flooding your mind with these new beliefs. And the more you repeat those beliefs, these new affirmations on loop, your subconscious mind is going to naturally start to believe it, and it's going to look for evidence in your life of healthy love, and that's going to be the one that starts to feel familiar to you, and you are going to start to feel even more comfortable with healthy love, with peace, with safety. The next really important step is stop romanticizing dysfunction. Butterflies are not love. That adrenaline rush that you feel, that's not passion, it's anxiety. Learn to tell the difference between chemistry and trauma bonds. The men who keep you guessing, they do not love you. Real love feels secure. Real love is not confusing. You should know exactly where you stand with a man. If you don't, he does not love you. The next thing that I really want you to do is consciously choose the unfamiliar. When you keep going for what you believe to be safe, you need to be consciously aware that it's probably not. A good man might not feel exciting to you at first, and that's because he's not triggering old wounds. But that's the whole point, not because he's boring, but because he doesn't need to manipulate you into craving him and chasing him. Stability is a choice, and you need to be making that choice every single day. And when you start making that choice every single day, I promise you it's going to become your new normal. I want you to remember that in this reality, you have free will. You actually get to choose what your future looks like. You get to take back control and take that pen off every single other person that has chosen to write your story for you. And you get to choose to stop telling that story too. You don't have to tell people the struggles you went through. You can reframe your struggles in such a beautiful light that actually make other people feel jealous of you. You can start to say things like, I'm so lucky that I have independence. I'm so lucky that I've learned to love myself, that now I don't seek external validation from anybody else. I validate me. I know I'm enough. A lot of people that have not done the work, like you're about to do the work, they just don't have the capacity, they don't have the knowledge to do that. The fact that you are watching this episode today means you are closer to being fully healed than you could ever believe. Start to look in the mirror and start to say to yourself, I am no longer living in survival mode. I am no longer addicted to pain. I am no longer letting my past dictate my future. A woman in her feminine energy exercises her free will. You have full control. You are more powerful than you could ever imagine just because you have this free will. You are so lucky. You are so divinely blessed. And more importantly, you are not alone. If this is something that you want to start doing and it's something that you want some extra help with, I am here for you. Let's you and I do it together. I have a 1-month transformational coaching program that I am doing. When you finally allow yourself to receive the love that you've always deserved, that's when you realize peace was never the threat. It was the answer all along. So that is a wrap for today's episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, then please make sure to hit the thumbs up. Please make sure to leave me a comment. I love reading all of your comments, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. So until next time, I love you. Mwah. Bye.